Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing for you all the new Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This foundation retails for $49 US and it comes in 33 different shades. I grabbed mine in the shade Punjab, which is medium 1, and I did that based off of the Color IQ recommendation on the Sephora website. Now, if you're not familiar with Color IQ at Sephora, it's pretty simple. When you go in, the representatives there have like this little handheld device. Now, they will run that little handheld device through different parts of your face in order to get a perfect color match. And they will put that into your Sephora Beauty Insider profile, and the system will give them like a foundation library of foundation shades and different foundation brands that you fit, that your skin will match. So based off of that recommendation on my personal library, it came up with this particular shade. I'm hoping that it matches or that it's pretty close to matching. If you all follow me on Snapchat, then you would have seen that I swatched it here along the jawline a few days ago, and it seemed to be a pretty good match. So I'm hoping overall it's going to be a good fit. You get 1 fluid ounce worth of product, which is pretty typical for liquid foundations, and it has a shelf life of 24 months. So this, if it matches and if you love it, it'll last you 2 years. It comes in a glass bottle with a cap and a pump, and you all know how much I love when foundations come with pumps. Definitely a plus. Straight from the website, it states that this is their first 16-hour foundation that stays turned on by the power of radiance. Untraceable, unstoppable, unlike anything else, Longwear is finally lightweight and radiant. High coverage is now supernatural. Its breathable, fade-resistant formula is infused with raspberry, apple, and watermelon extracts to help smooth and improve the look of your skin instantly and over time for full-powered radiance. It wears longer, stays stronger, and looks better with each hour. This foundation claims to be ideal for medium to full buildable coverage. As far as what skin types this is meant for, it states that it is meant for normal, combination, and oily skin types. So I'm assuming that this is not going to be your best friend if you have dry skin. The finish for this foundation is natural and radiant. Formula facts for this foundation state that it is transfer resistant, sweat resistant, fade resistant, non-drying, paraben-free, alcohol-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, dermatologist tested, and it's non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog your pores. So that's pretty much all the information that there is for this foundation online. Now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin up close, and that way you will get to see exactly how much coverage I do get out of the foundation throughout the day. Okay, so this is my left side. As you can see, I just have overall unevenness. I also have these veins running through my cheeks, and I have that spot there. I have redness here by the nose as well. On the right side, I'm dealing with a similar situation that I am on the left. And as you can see, I've also been breaking out these last few days, and so I have that going on along the forehead. Okay, so now that you've seen my skin up close and personal, it is time for foundation. But before I do that, I'm going to color correct the under eye area just really quickly off camera, and I will be right back in order to apply the foundation. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, like 3 pumps. It doesn't pump out a lot of product all at once, and I really am not sure what kind of coverage I'm going to get with just the 1 pump. It doesn't talk about, what to expect with the 1 pump, whether or not you get full coverage, medium coverage with 1 pump or 2 pumps and that kind of thing. It doesn't say anything about that on the website, or at least I didn't see anything like that. So I'm just going to wing it, and I'm going to grab it with my damp beauty blender and apply it that way. Okay. So I think this shade is definitely going to work for me, especially when you compare it to my neck. Gotten a little bit lighter during these winter months. So far I've just used 3 pumps, and it seems to be doing the trick. I don't think I'm going to need more than that. So now that I have this shade on my whole face, I think it might be a little bit too light. Just like maybe one or 2 shades too light. Maybe just 1. So if I end up liking this foundation, I'll definitely exchange it for a deeper shade But we're not going to focus on that for today. We're going to focus on how it wears and the amount of coverage that I get. So this foundation does claim to be buildable, and I'm definitely going to build it up a little here and here, maybe with just one extra pump. So taking one extra pump, spreading it around, and taking it with my damp beauty blender and just applying a little bit more onto the cheeks. We're going to be testing this out as full coverage, not medium. So I can see why this isn't meant for like dry skin types. It kind of dries down to like almost like a powder. It's really soft. Okay, so now that I have the foundation on, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at what it looks like after initial application. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm getting really, really great coverage with the couple of layers that I applied on here. Same goes for this side, really, really great coverage. And even along the forehead, like I have a blemish here, and one here, and you can't really see them right now. So as you can see, I'm getting really good coverage, and it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. I feel like I'm getting good coverage along the forehead and just everywhere else. It feels pretty good. So now I'm going to jump off camera in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and so far the foundation still feels really good on the skin. Hopefully it continues to feel really lightweight, really comfortable. We'll see how it does throughout the remainder of the day. I am going to put it to the test right now, though. It does claim to be transfer resistant, not transfer proof or smudge proof, that kind of thing, but transfer resistant. So transfer to me means like if I go in for a hug, it's not going to come off on your clothing, or it's not going to get transferred onto your clothing. So I'm going to be pressing my face onto this sacrificial tank top. It's white. That's exactly what I need, and we'll see whether or not it transfers. So here we go. I'm just pretending like this t-shirt is like one of my kids and I just haven't seen them all day. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Didn't transfer. So that claim seems to hold true. It also claims to be sweat resistant. I am planning on working out today, so I'm really curious as to how the foundation is going to hold up with me working out and with the sweat that comes along with working out. And I also am planning on wearing it for an entire 9-hour day. So we'll test it, we'll put it to the test like hardcore, and we'll see what the result is at the end of the day. I am planning on doing a midday check-in per usual around halfway through. It is currently 11:15 in the morning, so I will come back at around 4 o'clock in order to do, that should be like midway, in order to do a midday check-in. So I will see you all back here really soon. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 4:08 p.m. So I've had this foundation on for almost 5 hours. Before I get into my midday thoughts of the foundation, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin up close after almost 5 hours of wear. Okay, so everything here is still looking pretty good. I do feel like it wore off just a tad bit here along the bottom of my cheek area there. On the right side, I feel like everything's still looking intact and it hasn't really moved around. Now this is what's happening here along my laugh lines. Now if you can see my laugh lines here, they look very emphasized. And if I do this, you can see that there is foundation in those lines. I hate when foundation does that. I hate when it settles in between any lines along the face. This one has absolutely done that. And if you look here along the sides of my nose, it's definitely settled there as well. And here also. As far as the T-zone, it's pretty dewy. It's looking pretty dewy right now, and it's definitely worn off since you can see my blemishes now here, here, and here quite clearly. The foundation is still feeling pretty good, lightweight, and comfortable on the skin. However, I don't like what it's doing. I don't like that it is settling into my laugh lines here, and it is settling into the sides of my nose there and there. I also don't like the fact that I'm getting really extra dewy along the T-zone, and my blemishes are already like very noticeable at this point, and nothing is being covered up by the foundation. I did already exercise, and by exercise I mean I played like 6 rounds of Just Dance 2017 with my kids downstairs and my husband. Super fun. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. It's quite the workout. Like, we were all sweating. So I did test it that way. I'm assuming that that's probably why you are seeing what you're seeing here along the forehead. But I mean, it does claim to be sweat resistant, not sweat proof, but sweat resistant. I didn't play enough to like make me completely drenched, but I played enough to, you know, get a good amount of sweat going. And yeah, it's already worn off. And like I said, I'm assuming that it has to do with me sweating. That's all I have for my midday check-in. I do plan on finishing off my day at around 8:30 or so, just to give it a strong full 9 hours worth of wear. So yeah, that's all that I have, and I will see you all back here at around 8:30 at night. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 8:22. Everyone in this house is exhausted and we're all getting ready for bed, so I figured I should just call it a day. I've had this foundation on for a good solid 9 hours now, so I can give you all my thoughts based on a full day's worth of wear. Before I get into that though, I am going to zoom you all in so that you can get a look at what the foundation looks like on my face after 9 hours of wear. Okay, so nothing additionally to report on this side. I do have highlight here, so that is what you're seeing here is highlighting powder. So I don't believe that the foundation has gotten dewy on my cheek area. It hasn't gotten dewy on this side either, not that I can tell. Still pretty full coverage along the cheek area. Creasing continues here, and of course the foundation isn't looking any prettier here along the outer portions of my nose. Foundation, everything is just worn off my nose by this point. It usually does. And the forehead looks the exact same way that it did during the midday check-in. So nothing has gotten worse. Forehead hasn't gotten, you know, additionally oily or anything like that. Yeah, it's still looking the same. So in conclusion, did I like this foundation? Not really. I didn't like it as much as I thought that I would, especially because it was being compared to their Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. It was like going to be the foundation version of that. And I don't know, I had really high expectations, and also the price tag that comes along with this foundation and all of the claims of it being this resistant and that resistant. And it's just, there was a lot of promises, and I just don't feel like I like it much. I did get pretty oily along the T-zone with this foundation, and it also settled into my laugh lines. It made them very, very noticeable. Even when I'm not smiling, they're still there, very emphasized, and I did not appreciate that one bit. And it also wore off along the forehead, just mainly, I'm assuming, because I did sweat a little bit today. So there is that, and it just overall didn't really wow me. It's just not, for $50, it's not what I would have hoped, nor what I was expecting. So those are my thoughts on the new Nars Longwear foundation. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on future reviews or beauty videos, because I do have a lot of reviews coming your way. Drugstore concealers, those are next. Those are coming next. So make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of those reviews. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.